Welcome back, guys. This is week 2, video 5. This video is going to cover 4-digit division, meaning our dividend is 4 digits. In the last few videos, we've done 3-digit dividend division, and we've also done some 2-digit dividend division. Okay, so we're going to bump it up and add one more digit to our dividend. Okay, in this particular video, the 4-digit division problems that I'm going to cover, the first digit in our dividend can be divided by our divisor. If you watched the last video I did, video 4, I showed you that in some cases, the first digit in the dividend can't be divided by the divisor, and we have to include the next digit as well. Okay, I'm going to cover that in the next video with 4-digit division. Okay, so this video is going to only have problems that can be divided by the divisor in that first digit in the dividend. Okay, all right, this will help you with this page in your packet, the Day 2 Standard Algorithm Division Practice page. The front side of it has a combination of 3-digit division and 4-digit division. Okay, the back is going to cover division with zeros, and a couple of problems in this video will have some division with zeros. So this video will help with both sides of this worksheet in your packet. Okay, all right, well, let's get started. All right, so I'm going to start trying the first digit in my dividend. So I'm going to try and divide 4 divided by 4. Okay, and I've already put my hashtags down here just to kind of save us a little bit of time. Okay, 4 divided by 4 is 1. I know that because 1 times 4 is 4. Okay, so if you know those multiplication facts, you automatically know the division facts. Okay, so everything over here is a quotient. The answers to division problems are quotients. Quotients go up here. So I'm going to put the 1 at the top. Okay, so we've divided for the first time. Next step, multiplication. So I need to multiply the 1 times 4. Okay, 1 times 4 is 4, so that's going to go directly underneath the 4 that I underlined. Okay, so I've multiplied. Now I need to subtract. I'm going to subtract 4 minus 4, which equals 0. Okay, so we've subtracted. Now I need to bring down. Remember from the other videos, you can only bring down 1 digit at a time. Okay, don't try to bring all of these down at one time. You can only bring 1. Okay, so I brought that down. Next step is to repeat. Okay, so I need to start over with division, but remember, after I divide up here the first time, I don't divide from up here anymore. I divide from down here. Okay, so now I'm going to divide 9 by 4. Okay, so now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at my multiples down here in my hashtag. I'm looking for the number 9. Okay, I don't see it there. And the reason that I don't see it there is because I can't divide 9 divided by 4 evenly. Okay, you'll get a remainder. But we need to get as close to that 9 as we can without going over, okay, using our multiples of 4. So if I look at my multiples, 8 is as close as I can get to 9 without going over 9. Okay, 12 is too much. Okay, so in order to get that 8, I need to take 2 groups. That means that 9 divided by 4 is going to be 2. Okay, for our purposes here, we're not going to worry about the remainder here. The remainder will come out over here. Okay, so this 2 is a quotient. So I'm going to put the 2 up here where quotients go. So we've divided for the second time. Next step is to multiply. Okay, so I'm going to take my 2 and multiply it times my 4, which gives me 8. That 8 that I get is going to come down here and go underneath the 9. Okay, so we've multiplied. Now I need to subtract. 9 minus 8 leaves me with 1. Next step is to bring down. Now it's the 7's turn. I'm going to bring the 7 all the way down and put it next to the 1. Now I have the number 17. Okay, next step is to repeat and go back and start with division over again. Okay, so remember, I'm dividing from down here now. Okay, so I'm dividing 17 by 4 now. Okay, so I'm going to look at my hashtag here, and I'm looking for the number 17, but I don't see it. Okay, that's because 17 does not divide by 4 evenly, meaning there's nothing I can multiply times 4 that will give me 17. But I can get really close to that, and I want to get as close as I can without going over, which is going to be 16. Okay, 20 is too high, so I'm going to take 16, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. So we're going to say that 17 divided by 4 is 4. Okay, now that 4 is a quotient, so I have to put that 4 up here where the quotients go. Okay, so I've divided again. Next step is to multiply. So I need to take that 4 and multiply it by 4, which equals 16. That 16 goes down here under the 17. Okay, so we've multiplied. Now we need to subtract. 17 minus 16 leaves me with 1. Okay, so we've subtracted. Now I need to bring down the 5. Okay, so in the 3-digit dividends, this is where we would have stopped. Okay, so really the only difference between 3-digit division and 4 is that you're adding another round. Okay, it's just going to take you a little bit longer to finish it, but the steps are exactly the same. Okay, so don't let it intimidate you. Okay, so now I'm going to bring down my 5 and put it next to the 1 that was left over. Okay, that makes the number 15. Okay, so now I need to repeat and go back and divide. Okay, so remember I'm dividing from down here. So I'm going to divide 15 divided by 4 now. Okay, so I'm looking for 15 in my multiples over here, and it's not there. Okay, that's because 15 cannot be divided by 4 evenly, but I can get close to that. Remember, I can't go over it. Okay, so here it is. This is as close as I can get to 15 without going over 15. 16 is too high. Okay, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3 groups. So we're going to say that 15 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, that 3 is a quotient. It goes up here where quotients go. Okay, so we've divided again. Now we need to multiply. So I'm going to multiply the 3 times the 4, which is 12. That 12 goes under the 15, so we've multiplied. Now I need to subtract that. 15 minus 12 is going to be 3, so we've subtracted. Next step would be to bring down. Aha, I have nothing to bring down, so that brings me to my 3 clues. We've already checked off number 1. There's nothing left to bring down. Number 2, the remainder is smaller than the divisor. Well, here's our remainder. Our remainder is 3. Is it smaller than the divisor of 4? Yes, it is. Okay, so clue number 3. All of the digits in the dividend have a digit above them. Yes, 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 and yes. So I'm done. Now I just need to check it with multiplication. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the 1,243 times my divisor of 4. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12, carry the 1. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17, carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, now you notice that does not match my dividend. That's because we had a remainder. So I need to take my 4,972 and add in my remainder of 3, which gives me 4,975, which does match. Okay, so our answer for this problem would be 1,243, remainder 3. Okay, all right, next problem. All right, the next 2 problems that I'm going to do involve zeros. Hold this. Okay. All right. So just like all the other problems, we're going to start with the first digit in my dividend. So I'm going to divide 8 divided by 8, okay, which is 1. Anytime your dividend and your divisor are the same, your quotient is going to be 1. Okay, that's our quotient. quotients go on top. Okay, so there's my 1. I've divided. Now I need to multiply. I'm going to multiply the 1 times the 8, which is 8. Okay, so we've multiplied. Now I'm going to subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. Now I need to bring down. Okay, so I'm going to bring down the 7. Remember, you can only bring down 1 digit at a time. Okay, so we brought down. Now I need to repeat and go back and divide. Okay, remember, after you divide up here the first time, you're not dividing from here anymore. You're dividing from down here. So I'm going to divide 7 divided by 8. Here's where the 0 comes in. Okay, so here's what happened. All right, so now what I'm trying to divide is 7 divided by 8. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paper clips. Okay, I have a total of 7. That's my dividend. And I'm trying to take a group of 8 out. Okay, well, there's not enough there, right? So that means that we're going to say that 7 divided by 8 is 0. I can't take any groups, 0 groups, because I don't have enough. I don't have 8 paper clips to take out. I'll only have 7. Okay, so that's where the 0 comes in. Okay, so just don't forget when you see that. Get the 0. Now put the 0 where the quotients go. Okay, so if your dividend is smaller than your divisor, that's going to equal 0. Okay, so we put the 0 up here. All right, so I can mark off my division. Now I need to multiply. Yes, you have to multiply this 0 times 8. Okay, 0 times 8 is 0. You have to multiply and get that 0. Put that 0 down here, just like you would if it wasn't a 0. Okay, so we've multiplied. Now we need to subtract. We're going to subtract 7 minus 0, which gives us the 7 again. Okay, but here's the difference. Okay, now I have that 7 and I need to bring down the next digit, which is the 6. Now I have the number 76, not just 7. Okay, so now I need to repeat and go back with and start over with division. So I'm going to divide 76 divided by 8. Now I can divide by 8, okay, because I have enough paper clips now. So if I look at my hashtag here, I don't see 76. That's because 76 can't be divided by 8 evenly, but we can get really close. Okay, the closest that we can get is 72, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 groups. So we're going to say that 76 divided by 8 is equal to 9. Okay, now that 9 is a quotient, so it needs to go up here where the quotients go, and I'm putting it above the 6. Okay, so mark off division again. Now I need to multiply that 9 times the 8, which is 72. Remember that from over here. Now I need to subtract it. 76 minus 72. 6 minus 2 leaves me with 4. Okay, so we've subtracted. Now we need to bring down. Okay, so I've got a 5 up here that I need to bring down and put it next to the 4. That makes 45. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and divide again. And remember, I'm dividing from down here. So I need to divide 45 divided by 8. Okay, so if I look at my hashtag, I don't see a 45. Okay, that's because 45 can't be divided by 8 evenly. But I do see 40. Okay, 40 is as close as I can get to 45 without going over 45. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. So we're going to say that 45 divided by 8 is going to be 5. Okay, that quotient is going up here where quotients go, and I've divided again. Now I need to multiply, so I'm going to take the 5 and multiply it times the 8, which is 40. Okay, so we've multiplied. Now I need to subtract it. 5 minus 0 is 5, and 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay, so now we're left with 5. okay? And next step would be to bring down, but there's nothing to bring down. So that's my first hint that I'm done dividing, okay? Second hint, is the remainder smaller than the divisor? 5 is less than 8, so yes it is. Number 3, all of the digits in the dividend have to be covered, okay? Well, this one's covered, that one's covered, that one's covered, and that one's covered, okay? So I'm done dividing. Now I need to do my multiplication to check it. I need to multiply 1,095 times 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 0 goes down, 4 goes up and over. 9 times 8 would be 72, plus 4 would be 76. Carry my 7. Okay, 8 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 7 is 7. And then 8 times 1 is 8. Okay, so I have 8,760. That does not match my dividend because I have a remainder of 5. So I need to take that 8,760 and add 5 to it. And that gives me my answer, or my dividend. It does match, okay? So my answer for this problem would be 1,095 with a remainder of 5. Okay, next problem. And last problem for this video is going to be 5,412 divided by 5. Okay, so we're starting with the first digit in our dividend. We're going to divide 5 divided by 5, which we know by now. Anytime we divide our dividend and our divisor are the same, we get 1. Okay, 1 is a quotient, so it's going to go up here. So we've divided. Now we need to multiply. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 1 times 5, and that gives me 5. And that's going to go underneath what I underlined. Okay, so we've multiplied. Now I need to subtract it. 5 minus 5 leaves me with 0. Now I need to bring down the next digit, which is a 4. Okay, so I've brought down. Now repeat. Go back and divide. And remember, we only divide from here the first time. After that, we divide from here. Okay, so I'm going to divide 4 divided by 5. Uh-oh. Okay, you see what's happened here? Our dividend is smaller than our divisor. That means I have 4 paper clips, and I'm trying to take a group of 5, but I can't because there's only 4 paper clips there. That means that we're going to get a 0. Okay, we can take 0 groups because we don't have enough. Okay, put that 0 where the quotients go because it is a quotient. Okay, so we've divided. Now we need to multiply that 0 times 5. 0 times 5 is 0. Okay, so that 0 is going to go down here underneath the 4. Okay, so we've multiplied. Now we need to subtract it. 4 minus 0 is 4. Okay, so we have that 0 again, but the difference is now we're going to bring down the 1 to make that number 41. Okay, so we just brought down. Now I'm going to repeat and start with division again. Okay, now remember, I'm dividing from down here. Okay, so I'm dividing 41 divided by 5. Okay, now if I look at my hashtags, I don't have the number 41 because 41 is not a multiple of 5. Okay, but the closest that I can get is 40. I can't go over 41. Okay, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups. Okay, that 8 is a quotient, so it goes up here where quotients go. And I'm going to mark off division and then multiply the 8 times 5, which is 40. Okay, going to subtract that. That's going to leave me with 1. Oops, forgot to mark off multiplication. And then I subtracted. Now I need to bring down. Okay, so I have a 2 to bring down, and that's going to go next to the 1 to make the number 12. Now I need to repeat and start over with division. Okay, so I'm going to divide 12 divided by 5. 12 divided by 5. Okay, 12 is not a multiple of 5, so the closest that I can get is 10 without going over that 12. That's going to be 2 groups. Okay, so we're going to say that 12 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, so that 2 goes up here, okay, where the quotients go. So I've divided again. Now I need to multiply the 2 times 5, which is 10. So I've multiplied. Now I need to subtract. 12 minus 10 is going to leave me with 2. So I've subtracted. Now I need to bring down. Well, there's nothing to bring down. That's clue 1. Clue 2, is the remainder smaller than the divisor? Yes, it is. 2 is smaller than 5. Okay, third clue, are all my digits covered? Yes, they are. Okay, so now I'm done dividing. I need to multiply my quotient of 1,082 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 1 is 41. 5 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. And then 5 times 1 is 5. Okay. Notice it does not match, but don't worry. That's just because we have a remainder. I'm going to add that down here. Okay. So 0 plus 2 is 2, 1, 4, and 5. So now I have 5,412, which does match my dividend. So my answer for this problem would be 1,082, remainder 2. Okay, that's it for this video. Next video will be 4-digit division as well, but the first digit in the dividend will not be divisible by the divisor. So stay tuned for that.